Hey folks, how are we doing today? Time for another adventure in Jim Hinckley's America. Pull up a seat, grab a cup of coffee, let's sit a spell and visit. Guess where I'm at today? Well, yep, I'm on the road less traveled in Jim Hinckley's America. I'm at Grand Canyon Caverns, a very, very special place for me.
Say hello to a new friend on an old road.
A little bit of music from the
Take
road
a two-lane trip of memories into mysteries unknown. Come along for the ride.
As always, I'm glad you folks could join us today.
Jim Hinckley's America. Jim Hinckley's America.
We've got to thank Joe and the road crew for this intro. It's at roadcrew66.com. And since we got a little bit of commercial plug going here, how about we give a shout out to Grand Canyon Caverns, a sponsor, as is Promote Kingman and the Metro PCS stores in Kingman and Bullhead City. Thank them for making this all possible. You know, Grand Canyon Caverns is kind of a special place for me. I stopped in here a couple weeks ago with the crew. We were working on the next episode of the video series, Jim Hinckley's America, Trek Along Route 66. You can find more information about that at promotekingman.com or jimhinckleysamerica.com. But we stopped in here and we were recording some interviews with John McNulty, the owner of this property, and Efren Lopez, a really, really talented photographer. And it dawned on me then, as now, I was sitting there having some pie and coffee and some lively conversation, and it dawned on me, I've been stopping in this place now for 50 years, one time or another. It's hard to beat the pie and coffee here. It's just all there is to it. I think it's some of the best pie on the road. Well, at least it's in the top 10. How does that sound? Yes, and I do love my pie. You don't get in this kind of shape without enjoying some pie. Caverns is kind of neat, but you know, in its long history, 90 years now as a tourist attraction and destination for travelers. I think, like with Route 66 itself, this is probably the most exciting time in the Caverns history. It's undergoing a renaissance that's just quite amazing. And of course, John McNulty, he's a big part of that. With his infectious spirit and his enthusiasm and love for this property is absolutely tangible. So it makes it really, really special. Stop in here. The caverns themselves, and you can't beat this for a summer getaway, especially here in Arizona. We're only 60 scenic miles east of Kingman, and if your schedule allows, I really recommend that you get off the interstate I-40, either in Seligman or Kingman, depending on which direction you're headed, and travel this section of Route 66. You sure won't regret it. Cost you a few minutes time-wise, but so much more relaxing and beautiful. Of course, that gives you a chance to stop here for pie and coffee, if nothing else. After the bypass of Route 66 in the 1970s, this venerable old stop really fell on hard times, but today, the place is probably almost as popular as it was in its heyday. The motel now is fully refurbished, but John has paid close attention to try to keep it as a time capsule from 1964, the year the motel opened. Swimming pools all been upgraded, new, a little bit refreshing. He added a quirky little miniature golf course amongst the dinosaurs and the forlorn old weathered golf carts. The RV park is up again and just received an award from Good Sand. With the discovery of new levels in the caverns, it's the only place I know of on Route 66 where you can have wheelchair accessible tours or actual spelunking adventures. A few years back, John added a motel room in the caverns itself. I guarantee you, it's the quietest motel room you will find anywhere on Route 66. And now, here in the summer of 2017, they're adding another feature in the caverns grotto. Just a small little lunchroom, place where you can enjoy pie and coffee and a little bit of nice scenic view. In the summer, you can beat the heat. It's 107 in Kingman, Arizona today. Here we are 60 miles to the east, 6,000 feet elevation, 95 degrees. Still warm, but it beats the hell out of 107. Drop down here in the caverns, according to this thermometer here by the elevator, it's 61 degrees. Now how can you beat that for a summer getaway? Makes it really, really special down here. Caverns got a lot of things you can do here. The kitchen's been modernized, but the restaurant, like the motel's been brought back the way it was in 1964, and the gas station is open again. It's not, the garage is closed though. In the 60s, this was such a boom town. There was a truck stop here, a motel. Now it's just a place to go to. People don't just stop for gas, or they stop here because they want to. Because it's a charming little place. It's a time capsule. That's the way it is on Route 66 in the era of Renaissance. I've heard people describe Route 66 today as a living, breathing time capsule. And that's close, but you miss the point. What it really is a string of living, breathing time capsules. What gives it vitality, what gives it life, what gives it excitement is the people. The people like John McNulty who fall in love with these properties and they pour themselves into it. And their primary focus is to making sure that everybody stops, enjoys it as much as they do. Of course, that's kind of a business philosophy, hard to beat. For me, I like the apple pie, but they have a great cook here that makes up a variety of pies. And of course, pie isn't their only offerings. They do lunch and dinner here as well, and I can definitely recommend the Cruiser's Melt on grilled rye bread, good beef, Swiss cheese, caramelized onions.
What did I say?
I start with pie and coffee, unfortunately. If I have room, I usually go for a sandwich.
Maybe that's just the way
It's kind of fun today up here, Father's Day. And Route 66 Cruisers out of Kingman, Arizona made this get-together. Brought them up here today, and good family outing. Folks, I just noticed the time, and we're running the clock down pretty good here. But before we end this up today, I want to thank everybody for joining me. Of course, that's a given, if you will. I really enjoy these get-togethers. It's fun to sit down with the people and visit, and encourage a bit of road trip, a bit of an adventure. Just watching out the window here, some of these cars they just pulled in. Can't remember the last time I saw a 69 Firebird convertible or a 56 Studebaker President. And as a bonus, we've got hummingbirds on the porch. Place gets more amazing every time I'm up here. As I was saying, folks, I get distracted easy, but it's about time to wrap this up. Say adios. Hope that you'll join us again for another episode of Jim Hinckley's America next week. And Friday mornings, of course, we have the Facebook Live program. It's a lot of fun. And randomly, not scheduled, we also do Facebook Live programs from the road. And you can find those on Jim Hinckley's America. And then, of course, JimHinckley'sAmerica.com. But Facebook page, you'll find all this, calendar events, things of that nature. And here's another thought. If you give me a little bit of holler, a little bit of advance notice, perhaps our paths can cross right up here at the caverns. And I'd be honored to kind of sit and visit a bit. And I sell my books here in the gift shop. And even though my checks aren't worth a whole hell of a lot on checks, it brings me a great deal of pleasure to endorse them for you and personalize them, and it's kind of a souvenir of our get-together and our meeting. Well, with that said, we're going to saddle up, hit the trail again, and say thank you to the folks that promote Kingman, Metro PCS, and Grand Canyon Caverns for sponsoring these programs. Until we meet again, mi amigo, adios. Vaya con Dios, and travel safe.